I'm Tom, and here we are, episode 2 of the driver's seat. Just first and foremost, I've got my AC on, right? I'm hoping you can't hear it. I've put the little windbreaker on the microphone, hoping that you can't hear the AC, just because it's a little bit hot today. I was debating, do I just drive round and open, crack the window a little bit, because it is getting quite warm in here. But I decided I'd just start the AC on, and hopefully it doesn't distort the video too much. I'll turn it down kind of when I can, like now, for example. I'll turn it down, make it a bit nicer. But anyway, just full, transparency. The AC's on, so if you can hear that, that's why. I do apologise. This video today, we're going to talk about starting from nothing. That's a giant rugby ball. Ignore that. Starting from scratch, starting from nothing, and I've done it a lot. Like with my YouTube, like with my, this very series here, the driver's seat, kind of started from, nothing really, and why that's, I think, a good thing, but certainly nothing to be scared of, and nothing to be daunted by. And as I say, if I decide to start driving, I mean, you'll see, right? I'll just pull away. But yeah, I think, you can start from nothing. There's no reason to be scared from starting from nothing. If anything, I think it's a good thing. It's something that I've done several times, and I'll use this as a perfect example. So I've wanted to do this, as I said in the last episode. I've wanted to start this for a very long time. I've just not had the capacity. I'll try and move this. Not the capacity. Capacity is the wrong word, but I've not had the just ability, right? I think obviously I work a job, so that then takes up a lot of my time, a lot of time freedom. I haven't got a lot of time freedom. I haven't got the financial sort of backing or ability to be able to go and get a studio, some fancy schmancy studio. I mean, I haven't. Truth be told, I haven't got a bedroom at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So it's not even like I can convert my bedroom into a studio, because I'm literally sleeping in the living room of my dad's house at the moment. So I can't. It's not like I can turn my bedroom into a studio and just start filming there, or put up a couple of fancy lights and posters and use that. And as I say, I can't afford to go and rent a studio. I really can't. So, or get any fancy equipment for that matter. So then you're sort of left with, well, what have I got? And it was like, well, I've got a car. I film most of my videos in my car anyway, right? If you watch my channel, you'll know I film a lot of my videos in my car anyway, for better or worse. And I film using my phone, so it's not like I haven't got a camera. I've got my phone camera, because I film using my phone. So I've got a camera set up, microphone. I did splash out on this when I was in Australia. I had like a little dodgy mic, and that was really bad. I used my phone mic sometimes, and that was really bad. I just sort of thought, look, if I've got a phone, which isn't going to be the best quality, I haven't got a studio or capacity to get a studio, let's try and level up where I can. And that's really where I started to, that's where I started and decided to try and use my thumbnails, get them a bit better, try and edit it a bit better, try and get my microphone a bit better, and I got this microphone, which isn't bad. It's not a bad microphone at all. It's a good microphone. So anyway, point I'm starting, right? I flashed out on this. So other than that, I thought, what have I got? I've got a phone, I've got a microphone, therefore I've got the ability to film what I want to film, even though I haven't got a studio or expensive camera or recording equipment or editing softwares. I haven't got that, but I've got the desire and the want to do it. So let's go and do it. And I've detoured a bit there. I've got a bit distracted, but what I'm trying to say is that starting from nothing, there's a way. That old saying, it's not going to be, you haven't got to be perfect to start, but you've got to start to be perfect. Or you haven't got to be great to start, but you've got to start to be great. And that kind of rings true. I'm just turn the AC up a little bit, get a bit hot again. But that sort of rings true with this, in the sense of, this isn't perfect, and this is far from perfect, and this isn't great. But what it is a start. And what it can do now that I've started is build into something good. And hopefully it'll build into something great, where I can get a proper studio and I can get proper recording equipment, and I can get proper editing software, and I can get a proper microphone better than this that can not just do the job, but do the job great, make the job great. And that's the end goal, because for so long I put this off, thinking to myself, I'm going to get judged, it's not going to be right, it won't do well, but it doesn't need to. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't need to. I just need to make a start, make an attempt, make an effort, and from there, see where things go. Because from there, things can only get better. Do you know what I mean? And they will do just that. They will get better, and I will endeavour. Now I can look back and look at things and go, I can change this, I can change that, I can make this better, I can make that better. And I can start to make these changes, which is what I'm going to do. And I think what I'm trying to say is, same on my YouTube, right? My YouTube wasn't great when it started. It's still not great now. But what I did do is start. And I started really from nothing. The YouTube was my phone microphone, my phone, and an internet connection, you know, which you haven't even got to pay for. A lot of my uploads I go to Nando's and use the Nando's free Wi-Fi and upload there. Or McDonald's and use McDonald's. You know what I mean? I use the local free Wi-Fi's. When I first started, because I was in Australia, I'd do that. And when I came back and I was in Bristol, and I worked at Nando's, I'd use that. And I'd upload there then. And it wasn't about being the perfect thing. You know, go back and look at some of my old thumbnails. I had no idea how to make a thumbnail. Still don't really, but I had absolutely no idea on how to make a proper thumbnail or make it look good or make it fun to see or watch or enjoyable. I had literally no idea. I just did it. I just went for it. And from there, the thumbnails have got better. You know, my angling's got a bit better. The camera quality's got better. The audio has taken it up a notch. And there's that, you know, you don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to be great. And it's the same, no matter what it is. If you're going to go to the gym and you're worried that when you go to the gym, you might get judged, things might not be great, things might not be perfect, because they're not going to be. And you're worried that you're going to go to the gym and someone's going to be stronger than you or bigger than you. Yeah, probably. That probably will be the case. But that doesn't mean you still can't do it. That doesn't mean you can't go, or in fact, it doesn't mean you shouldn't go. You should go. You can go. Go. Go to the gym, look after yourself. You know, start that YouTube channel. Start that podcast. Start making TikToks. Because for so long, and so many people for so long will put things off because they're worried about the reaction they're going to get. I did with this. I did with YouTube. And I do with a lot of things I do. I'm worried about what people are going to say, what people are going to think. But you need to stop caring about what other people think. You know what I mean? You need to stop caring about that. And you're going to encounter speed bumps. There will be days when you do something, you have a gym workout, you record a video, you know, you make a song or write a poem that actually you don't enjoy and you don't think's good. And someone says something that does kind of hit home and doesn't make you feel great. There'll be days where that happens. There absolutely will be. You know, there are days when I go to the gym and I have an awful workout. I say, oh, it just wasn't worth it. I don't feel great. Or there'll be days when I film a video and I'm not particularly proud of it. Or write something that I don't think is great. That happens a lot. And you're going to encounter these speed bumps. You know, your microphone breaks. I had a microphone, my old microphone that broke, and I had to use my phone camera almost stepping backwards. There are these things, these obstacles you encounter, these speed bumps you go over, but you're going to go over them regardless of when you start, regardless of what people think. You're going to encounter these things, and you just need to learn that that's how you learn. You need to know that when you go to the gym and have a bad workout or do something wrong, or you get an injury, or when you film a video you're not proud of, or the audio didn't work too well, or something like that, that's how you improve and get better and learn, and that's absolutely okay. If anything, it's vital. You need to do these things. You need to have these encounters and go and learn from them. And what I've learned is that actually not everything needs to be perfect. When I've filmed a video that I don't like, when I've filmed a video I'm not too proud of, or I think I could have done better or differently, or should have done something differently, that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. Not everything's a masterpiece. But what it is a constant building block to that masterpiece. What it is constantly taking the next step towards the final product. And that's what I've learned, is all those videos I did in Australia with awful thumbnails, no editing, audio quality that was just absolutely diabolical. I've learned that that's what I don't want to do anymore. And I had to go through that stage and have that speed bump to get better. And sometimes, you know, I had the speed bump of my mic breaking, but a little cheap £7 mic from Amazon that broke led to me getting this microphone, which I wouldn't have got had that have not broke. So sometimes those speed bumps are what you need to get to the next level, are what you need to take the next step. And that's what I've learned. I think that's what a lot of people learn. Going to the gym and getting injured meant that I could put more time into perfecting my gym routine. And I say perfecting, but you know, just making it better. Making my gym plan, my workout plan, my gym routine a little bit better than what it was. And that's what getting injured was, you know, made me able to do. Playing rugby a lot, going to play rugby all the time. I used to love it. Didn't have much. I used to take my boots and a little bag for life because I had no money. And then it was my life, right? And then actually I got injured, couldn't play anymore. I've got a heart condition, right? I had a heart condition, so I couldn't play with my heart condition. And what I learned from that was, okay, well, I can now learn the game, learn routines, you know, learn set pieces, learn set plays, and start to be a better player, a more rounded player, a more focused, all-encompassing player. And that's what I took the opportunity to do. That's what I went and decided to do when I got injured. And these speed bumps don't have to be setbacks. These speed bumps don't have to be the end. They can just be learning curves. You know what I mean? And I think, as I say, when you start from nothing, you can only get better. Starting from nothing, you improve step by step, and you add the building blocks and the right things to make your whatever it is a little bit better. And there's a lot to be said about that. And there's absolutely no shame in starting from nothing, because if you constantly wait for the right time or the right place or the right equipment or the know-how or the right person or the studio, in my case, I was waiting till I can get like a proper bedroom or something that I can use as a studio, get a nice backdrop and start. And I just thought, I'm not going to get that for a while. And I've put it off for so long already for that. Let's just make do with what we've got and start. And just start. Make do with what we've got, which isn't much, but it's enough. It's a phone, it's a microphone, and it's a car I can use as a studio. It's a couple of thumbnails that I can make that look pretty decent. It's enough for me to be able to do what I want to do and take it to the next levels. And, you know, I'm repeating myself a lot here, but starting from nothing isn't a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, because you're going to learn so much along the way. You're going to learn what you want to do, and you're only going to get better. When you have everything to start with, I don't know, I've put no money into this. This is just me talking in a car. I've not got money to put into it. I'm starting from nothing. And that makes me value this so much more. Those comments of people saying, good content, nice video, that comment for me means so much, because I know that I'm doing everything I can with nothing. I'm really trying my hardest to be the best I can be with nothing. And if I get something, I'll put it back into this. Do you know what I mean? I think that's kind of my spiel without trying to go too much into the next kind of episodes or changing subjects or repeating myself. But yeah, as I say, you know, I'm doing this, sleeping on my dad, who lives in a council flat, right? My dad's council flat living room floor. And I'm still finding a way. You haven't got to do everything from something. Where there's a will, there's a way. And you haven't got to be great to start, but you've got to start to be great. And I think that's it, right? I'm gonna leave it there. That's my summary. But I'm gonna ask for you, in the comments down below, let me know, what have you started from nothing, or what would you like to start but you've got nothing? And let's talk about it. Let's have that conversation of what can you start? What do you want to start from nothing? And why haven't you? It's all about your mindset, you know, growth. It's all about resourcefulness. The resources, what have you got? I got a car, I got a microphone, I got a phone. That'll do me. The growth, I know this can only grow because it can't go back unless I lose my car. Fingers crossed I don't do that, touch wood. And, you know, and mindset of this is going to work. This is going to work. Regardless of the comments that people make, regardless of what people say to me, and the comments I get in the videos and made in person, doesn't matter. It can only grow and it'll work. That's what my mindset is. But people, your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe. You know how this works, people. Peace.